Okay guys, I'm going to apologize up front on this one. I already took most of it apart, so I'm going to tell you how it came apart, but wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing with this one first. Anyway, this is a 94 Chevy Impala cluster that's common in the Impalas and Malibus and something else, but they all look like this. They all use the same cluster. Typically you'll see these displays here going out, and this is what the problem is. There's a lot of videos out there that these little connectors right here press against these little contact points here, and there's a lot of videos about repairing those to, you can see, if you get up close here, we can see little indentions there where the contact points hit. These look pretty good. So that's not the problem with this one. The problem with this one is going to be the power supply. You'll want to get this off. This is on with 4 screws and kind of tensioned up against those contact points. So screw here, 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 here. Those are T15s. It'll allow you to take that off, and you can inspect your contact points and see if you've got a problem there or not. I'll show you how to rework those contact points if you do. After you get that out, these gauges, it's easier to get them off on the back. Now this back has got this piece on it. Alright, T15s. T15s here, 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 and here I've already removed. Get your back plate off, and then you can slide this back off. It'll pop these gauges out when you do. Those gauges are rarely ever a problem. As you can see, they're air core motors. Rarely ever give a problem. The only thing that gives a problem in those air core motors is the dampening fluid drying up. And once that happens, the gauges will be a little jerky. It'll bounce a little bit. So if you don't have that problem, then you don't have to worry about that. New air core gauges are hard to find and expensive. So hopefully you don't have that issue. This one just is with this display. Now you can more readily see, if I line the screw holes up correctly. Try to get you in where you can see where the contact points are. Those contactors right in there. Contact with these points on the board. These boards, you can see the indentions where they're contacting. And you want to make sure that those are clean. A lot of them I'll see they're just dirty, and if the guy left his windows down all the time, those things get corroded and nasty and fail to make contact after a while. You want to clean those, possibly even reflow these pads here, and it should work again. These rarely ever fail. Not any issues with these. It's just the contact points. This is your power supply. This has to be desoldered on the back. There's 7 points through holes that you have to desolder, and you'll be able to remove this. I'm not sure how good this camera is going to do, but if you look real close, get closer to your TV. Yeah, that's the ticket. There's little halos around those solder points. Those are common with all of these power supplies that look like this. And I believe that's going to be the issue that this guy is going to have. Now the bad side of this is I just have to have faith in my knowledge, and I'm not going to be able to show you this fired up because I don't have the pinout for it unless I go the extra mile and find it, which I may do. I probably will do. But we're just going to reflow all of these, and that'll get this guy's problem solved. stand by for that. Okay, so now we're under the microscope. I'm going to try to get that patched in, and so you can see what I'm doing here under the microscope. Switch out my soldering tip. I had the wrong one on. That heat up a bit. Helps if you got a little piece of foam or something to stick this in so it's not flopping all around. I used to have one. I don't see it. So don't know if I have a solution for that. We're just going to deal with it floppy, I guess. So you can see on these pins, there's a lot of cracking, and it's kind of all over the place. If you tilt around, let me get my tweezers and we'll point out exactly what I'm seeing here. So we've got cracking here, got cracking and halos around these. And that's why this guy was saying it's working sometimes, and tap on it and it'll work, and you let it sit and it'll stop working. So we got cracking here, halos around these, this one a little bit. And that coil looks pretty good. This got cracking here. This one's starting. That one's cracked a little bit. So we're going to reflow all of this. The best, most assured way of getting something done is just go from one end to the other. So enough talking, start working. Now we're just heating this up enough that we can reflow some new solder, melting the old solder and the new solder together. Stand by while I get that. Oh, yeah, they hung up. They'll call back. Probably right away, about 6 times until I answer the phone. Woo, that was running from me. Don't see any of these cracking, but we'll hit them anyway. See how that all the cracks are gone. Let's see if we can do this one just as pretty. There we go. Nicely filled in. I don't normally do these under a microscope, but surely shall see a lot better what we're actually doing. If I can hold it still. Need 3 hands. Y'all are probably going, man, are you trying to shake the damn thing? No, I am not. I'm trying to be as still as possible. Come on. Cooperate. There we go. Oh, shit. That was way up too high. It's rather challenging to balance all this stuff at the same time. Always up for a challenge, though. There we go. Okay, out from underneath the microscope. Normally I just do these with a good set of readers. And looks like we got all the contact points good. So she's ready to go back. Place it back on the board. It only goes one way because we got 4 pins on one side and 3 on the other. Get my iron. We're just gonna heat up some residual on these until it's kind of stuck. And it's stuck on there good. So now you can go back and reflow these points here. And that's it. I've already inspected the rest of this board through the microscope and there was nothing to see there, so you're not missing anything. We look at all these contacts, we look at these contacts, and verify that we've got everything done good. I'm back over here on my other little bench. And what I'm going to do is turn the power supply on, about 12 volts. I'll take my leads, test my bulbs, make sure we got good operation on all of them. And if any of them are out, then we'll go ahead and replace them. These bulbs here, I'm going to test from the back side, and it'll probably light up the whole circuit. Let's try to get it here. Alright, so I can see that we got 2 good bulbs there. There was one that I couldn't. Yeah, it was that one. So it tested good. And we got the three good green ones on this side, so all the bulbs are operational. So with that done, I took out these 4 screws on this side, which I shouldn't have. I didn't need them out. Let's put those back so our little contact pillars are stable. Board back on. Go ahead and mount the back. These are all the screws I didn't show you how I took out. I just showed you where they were. Oh, there's 2 more at the bottom that I didn't explain. There's one here. And one over here at this connector. Stabilize these connectors. Now, a little emery cloth or little emery cloth on these, or we can reflow them real quickly. These are nice and clean. You can take a little light emery cloth and just get those contacts as pristine as you can. I'm just going to go ahead, because it's super easy while we're right here. Switch out my tip again. Makes a big difference when you have the right tip. Come on, we've got to wait till it heat up so we can clean it. It's a bigger tip. Takes a little longer than the smaller tips. Alright. So, especially if you use a little flux on these, it'll clean right up. And this is basically all you need. And they're going to be like brand new. Get you a little 99% alcohol and get your flux off of there. If you use a dry one of these, you can tell right away whether you get your flux off or not, because if you didn't get your flux off all the way, it's gonna be sticky still. Now we're not sticky anymore. And we're good to go. Let's see if you can see this or not. So all I did was just kind of refresh those pads. Occasionally I'll see some of these pins. Can't quite see what y'all are seeing here, so I Occasionally I'll see some of these pins like permanently pushed down, and you'll need to take a little pick of some type and pull the pin back up and just kind of stretch it a little bit. These look pretty good. I don't see any of them that don't have a little springiness to them, so I think they're all good. So finding those cracked solder joints, I think, was the whole ball game on this one. Very clean looking cluster other than that. Alright, this mounts back in here, and you can see it's got a little wobbliness to it. That's because of those springy contact points. And just mounting back on there. I do the old lug nut action on these, where I go across, so it tightens up evenly that way. And your wobbliness is gone. Alright, so now we go back with the temperature, nicely labeled in here too, so you know which gauges go to which side. Line them up, and they just press down. These little pegs here will just press down into their receptacles. That bad boy is ready to return to the customer, because this is how I got it in. No lens, no nothing, which is actually good if you're sending one in the mail. That way you don't have any chance of breaking your lens if you don't include it in the shipping. There are some clusters that the needles will get bounced around and will cause a problem if you ship them like that, but this is not one of them. So we're good to go. Alright, after much research, because the schematics on this are clear as mud. Alright, the power up is as follows. On the bottom, with the cluster facing down, bottom row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the right side on the bottom row is your power. 6 is your ground. That was about the hardest power up that I've ever encountered on these things. It's stupid why they haven't got a better schematic out. Anyhow, powering up the power supply, you can see it works. So just FYI, that is that. Hey guys, I appreciate you guys watching. If that video helped you out a lot, then like and subscribe. Appreciate it, and it helped me out a lot. So see you guys next time.